Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Monday, September 25th, 2023. Today we're pulling from the Light Sheer Tarot cards. We're getting this major grounding, like following your intuition energy. You know, with the King of Pentacles, I feel like concentrate on your creative endeavors and things that bring you happiness. I feel like fur babies is a huge part of this. You know, they have the gentleman with looks like a German Shepherd. You know, the evolution of a child growing up with their dog. I can't help but think about Toy Story and how like the key to life are those relationships that mean the most to you, like happy relationship, your kids. You know, like what they always talk about, highlight is this multiple generational family. It's like that's where the kids really get a sense of self and learning knowledge, because not only are you learning about the past, but you're learning wisdom of what this person has lived through, and like they're guiding you through your life. Like, you know, you will feel a certain way, but you will get through these times, you know? That's what grandparents are there for, to teach the grandkids, like, you know, even when you're feeling down, like, you know, or you feel like you have no one to talk to, I'm here for you. I'm here to love and support you if you feel like you can't talk to your parents, you know? Because sometimes maybe we feel embarrassed or we feel scared. And even though you're told, like, you know, no matter what, no matter how bad it is, even though I'm disappointed or mad at you, like that's a temporary emotion. Like, I'm always here for you. You know what I mean? That's unconditional love. But it's just like, you know, I love with this key to life. It's like those solid relationships you have in your life. You know what I mean? And I feel like, yeah, like, you know, a happy, beautiful home and stuff like that, that's your sanctuary. But I feel like without those relationships present, you know what I mean? Like those people that you call family, you know, like, you know, with myself, it's like, you know, it's just another day on the calendar year, you know, but, you know, a relationship that I'm very lucky to have in my life is the last surrogate child I carried, and her birthday was the day after. And we're very lucky that our birthday is around Yom Kippur. So it's just like, you know, it's bigger than us, but you know what I mean? Like to hear what her family got for her birthday and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It puts a smile on my face. How she was so excited, and she's been telling them for months, you know? It makes me happy, like to hear all that and to watch them grow. You know, another surrogate, I didn't actually carry him. I carried his brother, but just, you know, to see them celebrate him, you know, it just puts a smile on my face, like to see them grow and, you know, the celebrations and stuff. Like that's what puts a smile on my face. To see the young ones celebrate, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's where the birthdays belong to. Not to say if you celebrate your birthday, I'll salute to you, you know what I mean? Me, it's about like, you know, getting together with people that I love and sharing a meal and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, I do love getting presents, don't get me wrong, but, you know, especially with Yom Kippur, like such a spiritual holiday of forgiveness, you know, isn't that Libra energy right there? You know, forgiveness and renewal and all that good stuff, you know? So I love that. But, you know, Six of Cups, I feel like, you know, giving back to others. That's also what Yom Kippur is about, like charitable endeavors and everything like that. So I love that. You know, the King of Wands, and I feel like very sternly, it's like follow your intuition as you move forward. I feel like in this rebirth, I feel like in this next chapter, they were showing you people, places, and things that were not meant to be with you as you move forward. You know, it's kind of like that sweater you used to love when you were a child and you've outgrown it, you know? They're showing Me Before You, where she loved those striped tights that look like a bumblebee. He actually found them in her size, you know, and he bought it for her. You know what I mean? Like nostalgic things. You know what I mean? They made her a scrapbook, you know, for like, you know, because they didn't have very much money. But it's like things like that. Like my son is a fantastic artist. Both of them are. My oldest one is, you know, he's in the teenage phase, so he, you know, he does his own thing. I don't know if he's going to draw anything, but my youngest does. He, you know, what do you want a picture of? And he puts, like, a lot of time and energy and detail and everything into it, you know, and he's so proud of it. I always tell him to sign in and put the date down on it, you know, and I keep them. When the tape is worn out, and I'm just like, I put in my sketchbook, and I keep them, you know. I have any drawings that fall down. Like, one of their drawings that the same son, he did the tape just keeps falling off. So I'm like, you know what, you need a new picture to put up there, you know, and you see the evolution of their drawing, you know. So it's stuff like that, you know what I mean? That means a lot, you know, putting your energy into it. But I feel like we've outgrown a situation. I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles, they're giving you this, they're picking you up and they're putting you, so this may be like a move for you, like a physical move. You know what I mean? Where this rebirth takes place, because it's like you sprouted these roots, and now you need to be planted into a bigger field so you can grow. Because It's just like where you were, you've outgrown it, I feel. I feel like you're ready to be replanted into a different thing. And I definitely get this rebirth kind of energy, you know, laying roots somewhere else. I love the fact that with the Empress, you know, where it's just like this rebirth, but you know, it's like ruling with Venus, you know, you're a nurturer, you're a caregiver, you know, you think about others. And I feel like that's where Spirit is like, you're getting ready to spread your wings and fly here. I feel like you're ready to conquer a new endeavor. You know, this is what you were getting ready for. You know, this is what the struggle and everything was for. So you could get your head in right and you could get yourself into a good place that you could sit there and bring in the things that you want to bring in. New opportunities. I feel like you've done the healing and nurturing. You know, you were in this isolation. Remember I said the end of isolation? You know, I don't feel like it was a relationship, but I feel like the end of isolation in a way. And I feel like this is where the Seven of Cups comes in. It's just like you're ready to manifest. And this is where they talk about the gates of heaven are open. And this is where the greatest time of manifestation. There's this group that I follow. They sit there and they have these doors to symbolize the open gates. And one by one, you know, you can go up with your parents. You can go up by yourself. But one by one, they go up there, they say what they want to bring in, and then the next one comes in. I love it. I'm going to be doing that on Monday. But it's just like, you know, different things. Like, you know, and I feel like with the Seven of Cups for me is that vision board kind of energy. You know, they were encouraging me, like, to start thinking about that. You know, starting getting my stuff together. Like, I've been getting words and pictures and stuff together, you know. I got that little printer where I can look things up and print them off and color them in, you know, and get ready for that. You know, and I feel like this is where Spirit is just like, you know, the best year yet. You know, I feel like you're all ready for it now. I feel like this is what this was all, it was all worth for this battle, you know? That, you know, the greatest story. Like, I was reading for someone, I feel like she's going into this leadership role, you know, amongst the women. And I was just like, you know, I told her, I'm like, the pain that you've gone through will be useful someday. Like, you will encourage others. You know, you'll be able to sit there and tell your story and it won't affect you. I feel like you still feel emotional about it like I do, you know? You can't help it. It's a, you know, a part of you. Like, I was watching This Is Us and she's like, you know, she has bars on her windows and so many locks on her doors, you know, because of what happened to her, you know, because they invaded that space. You felt insecure in that time, you know, where if, you know, you feel more secure having these things in place. You know what I mean? And it's not so much the world you're trying to keep out. It's that feeling of like, you know, that you can't protect your, and I always have that dream too, that they're able, like there's no locks or any, where you put the hinge, the bolts that you put to hold the door on the hinge. It's like, they're gone, you know, and you can't hold the door up, you know? It's just so crazy how like that kind of stuff can bring stuff up. I notice I'm daydreaming a lot too, you know? It's just like, I'll just be sitting there and like thinking of one thing and then another and then another. It's just like kind of like scatterbrained, but not, you know? And I catch myself. It's like, why am I thinking about all these things? Even like, you know, tonight doing Instagram's daily, they showed me Shane's birthday, the last birthday we celebrated together. And he was just like, you know, he didn't like store-made cake. He liked homemade cakes. He's like, his mom always made him a homemade cake. And I'm like, okay, so we'll make you a homemade cake, you know? So I was like, we'll surprise him. So I bought the stuff for it. And, you know, as soon as he left for the day, I was like, okay, let's make his cake. So we sat there and we started making everything. So we, you know, we surprised him. And I told him he wasn't allowed to go in the fridge. I'm like, you know, there's your dinner, eat your dinner, change and everything like that. Let me know when you're done. And then we'll do the next thing. And I told him to close his eyes and the kids were all excited. So we sat there and we did that for him. And he's just like, you have no idea how much this means to me. He goes, this made my day. And that made me happy, you know? And we gave him his presents and stuff, and he was happy. So that's what really made me happy, is that, you know, when he said that, I was like, wow. You know? I don't even know if I have that on camera. I know we have singing him happy birthday, but I remember that clear as day, is that, you know, he's like, this made my day, you know? He's like, he was having a rough week, and I was just, I think it was like his birthday fell on a Thursday that year, but it was nice, you know, to sit there and be as a family and celebrate with him, and, you know, it was something so simple that brought someone so much joy. And I feel like, you know, they're saying something's coming here in 3 weeks' time. I feel like you're going to get some sort of news. They were saying October 26th, you know? So that may be a significant date. see what happens there. You know, November 4th was another one, which is actually Shane's birthday. So it's just like, you know, I feel like it's, you know, winding down. They were talking about fall cleanup and stuff like that. So it's like getting ready for that, you know, getting ready for the season and everything like that. And it's like putting everything away so you're not like, you know, running around putting it away. But I feel like that's just, you know, Spirit's way of saying, I feel like, you know, especially if you've been purging your house, there's something coming there. There's a reason for it, why you're being called for it. I know a lot of us do it because it's like, you know, decluttering the home and stuff like that. But I also feel like for some of us, this will be a shift, a change. They're saying preparing for someone's daughter to go to college. I don't know if she's applying yet or not, but they're highlighting that. Someone's daughter going to college, you know. But I love that, like, the key of life, you know. You got the happy couple, the happy children, you know, full circle moment. I feel like, you know, this is a yes if you were asking a question, but I love that multiple generational family. I've always loved that kind of family where it's like, you know, grandparents, parents, and kids. You know, I was talking about that earlier about with This Is Us, but it's like Kate is very present in that way where, you know, not always wanted to be like that way, but, you know, being there for them nevertheless, you know, being like, you know, no matter what, you know, I'm here for you, you know, like if you feel like you have no one to talk to. And that's what grandparents are there for, is to share that knowledge. I've been there too, like, you know, to hear those stories and stuff. But, you know, the bonus card was the Queen of Wands. And I feel like especially the fact that she's looking at her hand there, her left hand, that's our receiving hand, but also embracing that power, that energy, you know. I definitely feel like meditation, you know. So I feel like in any shape or form, I feel like it's just like maybe you're feeling anxious because things are changing, you know. So see how things happen, you know, especially because a lot of us, this was a year of enlightenment for us, you know. It's just like moving forward with that, you know. I know this is like like the 2023, but for us it's 7 with Shane, February 27th, you know. So it's just like, you know, kind of weird. It's like, I couldn't even believe it was 7. I'm like, is it 7 years already? It's like, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, you know, because it took me a while to wrap my head around the whole situation, to accept the reality of the situation, put myself back together and not let that be my story, you know. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I feel like that's why things are unfolding, because now you're ready. I don't know if you have gone through the same thing as me, a major change and transformation. By the grace of God, you haven't, because it's hard. But, you know, it's where our story isn't done. And that's the biggest thing, you know. Don't let that define you. You keep pushing forward and changing, transforming into who you truly are, you know. I feel like that's where, you know, this is why it's such a strong message with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. It's like concentrating on your financial endeavors, but also like grounding yourself, but at the same time following your intuition as you move forward. And I feel like, you know, I know it's a companion in a sense, because we're getting a lot of companionship in that way. Maybe this is getting a new fur baby, I'm not sure. But I feel like in any sense, I feel like universe has your back, and I feel like bravery, courage, strength, resilience. They were telling us it's all about that fire, that passion, you know? So keep moving forward. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep moving towards the light. Whatever that journey looks like for you, you know? Don't try to force anything. I'm going to see what Deborah Silverman has to say, because a lot of us do feel like, you know, what is this, you know? That's okay. They're trying to show us things. We may not understand it now, but we'll understand it as we keep moving forward, you know? Just be patient and be kind to yourself. Love on yourself. You know, whatever shape or form that family looks like, you know. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, we're quite lucky to have unconditional love for someone in this world. It's very far and few between. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, September 25th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.